Good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Rodman with Western Marketing. First and foremost, I appreciate everybody that's hopping on the webinar. Looks like we got quite a few that are still joining in to learn a little bit about a couple of home healthcare products today. So while we're waiting for everybody else to kind of join in and get everything going, can I have somebody that's in the audience that's watching just let me know that you can hear us and that we can actually see the screen? I would greatly appreciate that. You can type that in the chat box in the bottom there. Perfect. Thanks, Donald. I appreciate that very much. In that same manner that's there where you guys are typing there, and if you can, just throughout the webinar, go ahead and type questions in there that you might have. We'll try to get to all of them today if we can. If we don't get them during the webinar, we may get them at the end, or you're going to get a personal call from myself that's there to answer any questions that you might have. So to beat that, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to actually send each one of you an individual email that has more in-depth product knowledge and just the main bullet points on this new home healthcare plan that we'll briefly touch on, as well as the phenomenal existing home healthcare plan that Guaranteed Trust has. So with that being said, I'm super excited. Got my great friend Michael Gindy on the line here today, who is our VP rep that's there with Guaranteed Trust Life. We've been doing business with Guaranteed Trust for many, many years. It truly is a partnership between Western Marketing and GTL to be able to offer great products like the home healthcare plans that we're going to go over today. But they are definitely a relationship-focused company. Their service team is phenomenal for us, but also for you as the agent to be able to get things that you guys need done on a daily basis and every single one of their home office staff. So super excited to continue to partner with GTL, Michael Gindy, their whole staff that's over there, and to be able to offer these great home healthcare products today. So with that being said, I'm going to let Mr. Michael Gindy kind of kick it off and introduce this new home healthcare product and go over the existing one as well.
Beautiful. Mr. Andrew Rodman, thank you so much. And good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. We're honored to be here, and we're honored to be associated with Western and with each and every one of you. You'll see here at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give everybody my cell phone number so that you can reach me when you need me. And we're here to take care of you. Without you agents, we have no company whatsoever. So anyways, what we're going to do today, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about GTL. Then we're going to talk a little bit about our new home care secure short-term home health care plan, and then we're going to go over our short-term home health care plan that we've had for quite a while, which is really the one that I think you will say, hey, this one makes so much more sense to be pushing. But I want to give you the information on the home care secure for those instances where that one makes more sense. So with that in mind, let's get started. Here is a picture of our building. We're located in Glenview, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. We're about half hour outside of Chicago. Founded in 1936 by Rick Holson the first, and then he ran the company for many years. Then Rick Holson the second took over, and then after that, Rick Holson the third took over. And we are a mutual company, which means we're actually owned by the policyholders. The good news for that, where that comes into play, is the fact that the company, you don't ever have to worry about some big conglomerate coming in and buying us out, because being a mutual company, that's we'd have to decertify, and it's a huge process. So we have no interest in doing that. We're licensed in 49 states, all states but New York. You have to be domiciled in New York, have a building in New York in order to do business there, and we have no interest in that with all their regulations and everything else. And we have a top tier A-, AM Best rating. We have zero debt and about $600 to $700 million in assets, and that grows by about 20 to 25 million per year. So just let you know how strong of a company we are financially. And one of the reasons why the company does so well is the fact that we recognize exactly who our customers are. We have two customers that we have to serve, and those are you, the agents that sell the plan, and then your clients, the policyholders that buy the plan. And I go around the building constantly letting everybody know and reminding them just of that. It is our culture that we are a service company. We're here to serve you, do whatever we can to make your job a little bit easier. So with that in mind, let me tell you about and I was just taking off. I had on one of those masks around my neck, which was choking me. Anyway, so we recently came out with a plan called Home Care Secure, which is a short-term home health care plan with some different bells and whistles on it. And we came out with it for a large group that wanted to represent it to through some retirement associations that they are associated with. And part of the agreement that we said when they asked us if we would underwrite it is they said, would we release it also to everybody? And we said, sure, we'll be glad to do that. And then the agents can decide which policy they like better out of the short-term care plans that we've got. So this plan, which is called Home Care Secure, it is an issue age plan, so you don't have it going up. It's not banded where every 5 years the rate goes up. And it will pay up to $1,000 per week for 50 weeks if they sign up for the largest amount. And as long as the client is having 3 services done per week, all right, 3 different days of home health care. And then they can collect up to $1,000 for the top tiered plan. It does have an age bracket on it of 35 to 84, which our short-term home health care plan is 61 to 85. So we pick up some years there that you can put people in. And what makes this plan kind of unique is they get a membership so that they have additional services that will assist them in finding the professional healthcare workers to come into their home. So they pick up, through the association, they pick up a nice benefit there. Now, if my mom and dad were to come to me and said, hey, we want to get some type of protection so that we can recuperate at home, I would be selling them our short-term home health care plan that you see on the screen that we've had out for a few years now. And the reason being is that this plan here, they are going to get paid anytime somebody comes to their home to do the services. It doesn't have to be at least 3 times per week. And it also has the prescription drug plan built right into it, which just about eliminates the cost of the plan, whereas the Home Care Secure is about twice the cost of our short-term home health care plan. So here at GTL, we're always transparent, and we want to we don't want you to have to figure it out yourself if we've already figured that out. So, but there are good spots where, hey, age-wise, somebody is below 61, they can't get our short-term plan. So this one would be perfect. Or if it's somebody that the additional services of being able to use them for finding the professional services to come into the home, that could be a big difference and could make might be what somebody says, yeah, no, that matters a lot to me. So with that, Andrew, unless you have anything else that you want to touch base on the Home Secure, I'm going to talk about the short-term home health care.
Yeah, I think the only thing to maybe highlight on that, I mean, it's a little bit different product than what Michael's going to kind of go over on this home health care product that we currently have. And I agree with him. When you crunch the numbers, you look at, how the plan actually functions. This product that we're going to really show you in the slides is probably a better product. The Home Care Secure is kind of cooked like a little bit of a traditional long-term care in the sense that, we've got a pool of money that's there up to $60,000 on a lifetime maximum. And they do even have a built-in simple inflation that's in there as well. 2 out of 6 ADLs are severe cognitive impairment, same thing, but they do need to have those 3 treatments a week in order to claim and go on claim. And that's the only thing that makes me a little bit worried. My background prior to coming into the insurance industry, I actually worked in the home healthcare setting and ran home healthcare facilities in the rehab section. And there's a lot of times where we might not have seen them 3 times a week, or the nursing staff weren't in there. So this other product, just being able to see if it was 1 day a week, it doesn't matter, one service, it's a little bit better for them. But to be able to look at this product and see if it's a better fit for your client, we're here to help and compare those for you. And we can do that quickly, easily, and efficiently through GTL's website, and look forward to talking to you a little more in depth and see what fits your clients. But super excited about the regular home healthcare product. Agents love it, clients love it. Let's get into that one there, Andy.
Beautiful. Excellent. So let's move forward. So any of your clients that do not have a short-term home health care plan or do not have a long-term care plan, this is the perfect plan for them. Now, this is not a long-term care plan, and when you bring it up to them, one of the ways to bring it up is you can say, hey, you know what, most of my clients wish that they had a long-term care plan. However, they just can't afford it because it's so expensive. I've got a plan here that I can be happy to share with you. It is not a long-term care plan, but it does give you the ability to get paid up to $450 per day, up to 360 days for services to be done in your home so that you can recuperate in a home and not having to go into a nursing home. And that's one way that makes it real easy to bring this plan up. All right. I always like to just spend a moment on goals. If anybody does not have a written down goal program right now, I challenge you before your head hits the pillow tonight to actually follow this that I'm going to show you here in the next 2 minutes and come up with a goal program. People that have a written down goal program, it has been shown in studies, they have a higher level of success and happiness in life. And ultimately, hey, isn't that what we're all looking for, is to be happy and successful? So a goal should be in writing. Something magical happens when your pen hits the paper and you write down your goal. It needs to be believable, achievable, measurable, and we need to have a deadline. And the reason why it needs to be measurable is it can't just be a goal of like, hey, I want to have a good year. Nope, we need to know, what would a good year be? All right, a good year would be I make $50,000 more this year, or I put $100,000 more premium on the books. And we need to have a deadline for each of our goals because of the fact that we all are a bunch of procrastinators, right? Including myself. And so that's why we have to put a deadline, because that puts a little bit of pressure on us. And then we need to commit to reading our goals every single day. Have that list of goals taped to the wall. I put them on the visor vanity mirror in my cars. I also have it taped to my mirror so that when I'm shaving and brushing my teeth in the morning, I see it. So your goals, short-term goals, 1 week goals. Hey, what do you want to accomplish this week? Or what do you want to accomplish today? And then what do we want to get done this month? What do we want to get done the next 6 months, 12 months, 5 years? Right there will give you 10, 12 goals that you can concentrate on. And by putting it in writing and reading it every day, you're aware of your goals. You're not just going through the motions. And so sometimes when you're at that point where maybe you're not as driven as you might be on other days, and you see the list of your goals and the deadlines on them, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I put these on paper in writing for a reason, so that I would hit these goals, because I'm going to get such joy when I do hit them and I can cross them off and make new ones. That might be just what it takes. That might be just the tipping point to give you that extra momentum that day to go out there and accomplish things. Because we all know that, hey, in this business, you are your own boss. You are the ones that push yourself. And every little program that we can put together, every little mind trick, whatever it may be that helps us succeed, it makes a difference. All right, moving forward. So short-term home health care insurance, why do we even want to sell it? Why do clients want it? Well, here, most Americans would prefer to recuperate at home rather than going into a nursing home. They go into a nursing home, they feel that they're going to come out with a sheet on their back, covered, and heading to the morgue. Benefits are paid directly to the policyholder, regardless of any other insurance that they have. and they can help with other deductibles and co-payments, so on and so forth. No hospital stay is required with our short-term home health care. So there are 3 main components to this plan, and then 3 levels of dollar coverage you can choose from. All right, so the first one is the home health care benefit. Those are the professional services done in the home, which we'll go into detail in a few minutes. We'll pay up to $450 per day, up to 360 days. And it's good to note also that this plan has a restoration benefit. If it has not been needed or the benefit's not been needed or used for 360 days, the plan restores all the way back to 0. All right. So there's also so they can collect money here, professional services in the home. Then there's also the home health care aid benefit, where we'll pay up to $120 per day, up to 60 days for home health care aid to come in. And, you know, an aide comes in, they can do anything. They can drive you around town, take you grocery shopping, do your laundry, whatever you want them to do. And then we have the prescription drug benefit on this plan, which is phenomenal. They can collect up to $600 per policy year for prescription drugs, to the tune of $10 for every generic prescription and refill, and $25 for every name brand prescription and refill. And we'll cover those in more detail. And then, so they choose a level, A, B, or C, and that determines the dollar amount that gets paid across the board on all 3 of those areas that your client can collect money on the plan from. If they choose level A, they have that across all 3. Are they level B or level C? Level C is the highest paying amount, and that is the most popular. So here is the plan in a nutshell right here. So GTL will pay a benefit each day you receive the following benefits from an approved practitioner up to a daily maximum, which varies by plan. So they choose this right here is the professional services in the home quadrant and how we pay out. Here is the home health care aid quadrant, and this is the prescription drug quadrant, or square, maybe I should be calling them, since we don't have 4 of them. All right. So for the professional services in the home, under Plan A, we will pay for these services to be done at your home. We will pay these dollar amounts up to $150 per day. So you would schedule 2 of them in a day in order to maximize your payout on this. If you choose Plan B, we will pay for these same services, but now we will pay these dollar amounts. You can see that the dollar amounts double. So we will pay up to $300 per day. And for Plan C, the most popular, we will pay for these same services, but now we're going to pay these dollar amounts up to $450 per day. For the home health care aid benefit, Plan A, $40 per day up to 60 days. Plan B, $80. Plan C, $120. Now, it does not matter to us what the actual charge is for the services to be done. So, for instance, they have a home health care aid, and it must be a certified aid, but let's say that that aid comes in and that aid is charging $60, but your client has signed up for Plan C, and this is an indemnity plan, so we are going to indemnify the customer. We're going to pay the customer whatever dollar amount they signed up for. So they're going to get $120, even though it might only be costing them $60 for the aid, okay? Same thing with the professional services and the prescription drug. So let's say they're getting their prescription drugs at no cost. That's okay. We're still going to pay them the $10 or $25 as long as they file a claim. Also, it's important to note that the prescription drug benefit, so in order to start collecting the home health care professional in the home services or the home health care aid, you have to be certified by a healthcare professional that you are unable to perform at least 2 of your 6 ADLs, activities of daily living, or that you are cognitively impaired, and then you can start collecting on this. However, and this is what makes this plan so powerful, the prescription drug plan goes into effect immediately. So you sell a plan today to a client. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow they go to Walmart and they get a prescription filled. Guess what? That prescription is covered under this plan. All right. So, and that is why this plan ultimately, you'll see, is just about a no-cost plan. Your closing ratio when you sell this plan properly will be about 90%. Now, when I say properly, that means sell it as a short-term home health care plan with a prescription drug benefit. If you sell it as a prescription drug plan with home health care benefit, your closing won't be anywhere near as high because there's more value to the client in these plans right here. Would you agree, Andrew?
I would agree wholeheartedly. To add to that too, Michael, there's a few questions that are popping through here, and this might answer the questions here. So this is an indemnity benefit with a lot of products that GTL has. So this is going to pay regardless of any other coverage whatsoever. In my experience in dealing in the home health care and the therapies that's there, we would generally have somebody that, maybe would come back from a skilled nursing facility or a hospital, and, they'd need that, maybe some intense therapy, maybe have a nurse that comes out and sees them. So we'd have a nurse, physical therapist, occupational, maybe a speech therapist that would come out. And let's say that, we had all therapies, speech, occupational, and then physical therapy that came out in one day. And they spent an hour there, which generally we were there from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, but make it easy, we're going to say that they're there for an hour each. So that's 3 hours that they're there during the day. So if that client lives alone and, can't get around well, needs therapies and things like that, he's going to have somebody there that's going to be able to help him, rehab him, and be there for him should he need anything, he or she need anything, for 3 hours. But asking your client, ask yourself, how many hours are in a day? There's 24. So that means that there's still 21 hours the rest of the day that individual may need help, either from an aide or to be able to get up and get around, make meals, take care of the house. And there's certain health plans that are going to cover the home health care. And that's fine. They still want to get this plan because it's an indemnity benefit. It's going to pay on top of anything else, even if it's already covered that's there. So they can get reimbursed up to that $450 a day to provide and hire services, a private nurse, a neighbor, whoever it might be, to take care of those remaining 21 days or 21 hours that are there out of a day, so that they're safe and they're taken care of and they get the care that they need. So,
excellent point. Excellent point. So, what else? Any other questions at this point that we should jump in on?
No, I think some other ones I enter them kind of individually.
All right, let's keep going then.
Charge for home health care, yeah.
Beautiful. Jump in when you have something. Cool. See ya. All right, so now let's talk about this. So we mentioned it, but to qualify for benefits, a licensed healthcare practitioner, doesn't have to be a doctor, but it must be a licensed healthcare practitioner, must certify you as having a cognitive impairment, brain damage, or functional impairment, which is the inability to perform at least 2 of your 6 activities of daily living without substantial assistance. The maximum benefit period for short-term home health care is 360 days. Benefits restore once the benefit has not been paid or required for 180 consecutive days. Now, here's something else that I need to mention to clarify, which is a great selling point. So this will cover your client for up to 360 days of benefits being paid out. So let's say that the client is having somebody come in, services come in every other day. Well, that means that it's going to take your client 2 years before they're going to hit their 360 days of benefits being paid out, meaning it's not consecutive days, all right? It's only days when they're actually getting services performed. So, hey, they could be collecting over a 2-year period on this plan, all right? Very, very powerful. All right, they can collect up to $54,000 for Plan A, $108,000 for Plan B, and $162,000 for Plan C if they were to maximize everything out. So Here's a quick example of a claim. So this is a 65-year-old. They have Plan A and suffers a stroke and receives 10 physical therapy treatments. All right, 10 physical therapy, and you see we're going to pay $75 on those. 10 speech pathology, help him or her get her speech back. And that's over a 10-day period. And the way that pays out will be 10 times 75. 10 times 75 is 750 plus 750 is $1,500. They would get paid out for that particular situation. Now, annual policy for a 65-year-old for Plan A is just under $300 per year. And remember back a couple screens where we talked about the prescription drug plan. For Plan A, they can collect $300 per year just on prescription drugs. So that's why you can see why, when done properly in the proper order presented, this plan will have a 90% closing ratio. Because how could somebody turn down a plan that has basically no cost, especially if as long as they're on a few prescription drugs? And one more thing on the prescription drug situation. Let's say that somebody is on 2 name brand drugs and they get them filled every 90 days. So that would mean 4 times a year they're getting each one of their prescriptions filled. So 4 times $25 because it's a name brand drug, that's $100, and they have 2 of those. That's $200 a year they could collect. But now let's say that they said, hey, wait a minute, let's work this system. Let's work this insurance plan that we've got. I'm going to call my doctor and have my doctor change my prescription from a 90-day prescription down to a 30-day prescription. So now I will get it filled every month, which means 12 times a year. 12 times $25 is $300. I have 2 of those. Now I'm going to collect $600 right there as long as I have either plans B or C. That's how easy it is to work this plan. All right. Your client is also going to get access to the Mayo Clinic online. They're going to get their own code. They can go to the Mayo Clinic online. There are over 300 common symptoms to choose from. They choose one of those symptoms, severe stomach pain. Then they're going to answer symptom-specific questions. And then based upon those answers, then the Mayo Clinic is going to give them care guidance of what they should do for that particular ailment that they've got. How powerful is that? That's included with the plan. All right. Underwriting. This plan is so easy to get approved. It's straight through processing. You hit send, and by the time you leave that client's house, you will already have an email that they are all set. All right. Here are the 3 questions, and they have to be able to answer the first 2 with a no. The third one will depend on whether they can get level C or not. First question, is the applicant currently in a nursing home, assisted living facility, or receiving home health care or similar type of benefits? No. Okay. Continue. Is the applicant unable to perform routine ADLs, activities of daily living, bathing, dressing, eating, continence, toileting, or transferring to or from a bed or chair without physical assistance? Or are they cognitively impaired, brain damage? No. Guess what? Your client has now qualified for level A or B of this plan. And if they want level C, one more question. Here it is. In the next 60 days, does the applicant expect to be admitted to a hospital, nursing home, assisted living facility, or require home health care services or have surgery? If the answer is yes, no worries. They just will now get level A or B. If the answer is no, they can now get level C. Pre-existing condition limitation. This one's powerful also. The policy is subject to a 6-month pre-existing condition, and they are those medical conditions disclosed or not disclosed on the application for which medical advice or treatment was recommended or received from a doctor within 6 months prior to the policy's effective date. Listen to this. Any loss due to a pre-existing condition is not covered unless the loss begins more than 6 months after the policy's effective date. So what that really means is, come month number 7, all pre-existing conditions disappear. How powerful is that? All right, these are the items that are covered in the home for professional services. Skilled nursing care, RN, care provided by registered nurse. General nursing care, LVN, and that's provided by licensed practical nurse, LPN, or a vocational nurse, LVN. Physical therapy to help the patient return to maximum function. Speech pathology, work to prevent, assess, diagnose, and treat speech, language, social communication, cognitive communication, and swallowing disorders. Occupational therapy helps the patient regain the skills for the job of daily living. Last page. Chemotherapy specialist, chemotherapy treatment in the home. How convenient is that to get your chemotherapy treatment done in your own home and in the comfort of your own home? Interossmal therapy, and that is the management of patients with urinary and fecal diversions, draining wounds and fistulas, fecal and urinary incontinence, and chronic wounds such as pressure ulcers and vascular ulcers. Again, not a pretty sight. However, man, if you have to get this done, sure would be nice to be able to get it done in the comfort of your own home. Respirational therapy, the treatment of pulmonary disease such as asthma, emphysema, pneumonia, cardiovascular disorders, and trauma. Medical social services helps patients with social and emotional concerns related to an illness, might include counseling or help finding resources in the community. Andrew, anything to add?
No, I think, a lot of people don't know what that interosmolar therapy is. That's there to get a lot of questions on that. But, a lot of those individuals that are elderly, people that are, diabetes, diabetic ulcers, and different things like that, that's a very lengthy process when people get pressure ulcers and things. So when we're talking about draining wounds and different stuff like that, and it's not always a 3-day-a-week treatment. A lot of times it's a 1-day-a-week or maybe a 2-day-a-week to, come and look at the wound vac or the treatment, but it may last months up to a year sometimes for people to heal. So going back to that plan that we only need, it's a per treatment thing, not you need 3 days of treatment, is one of the reasons why, people will select this plan. So just kind of a little plug there.
Good point. Very good point. All right. Home healthcare aid benefits. Again, I think by now you guys probably have grasped this because it's a very simple plan. But if you chose level A, we'll pay you $40 per day, level B, $80, and level C, $120. And we'll pay up to 60 days, and a prior hospitalization stay is not required. And again, benefits restore once they have not been required for 108 or needed for one or used for 180 days. And for the home health care aid, you can collect up to $2,400 plan A, $48 for plan B, $7,200 for plan C. And that's in addition to whatever dollar amount you're getting paid for the professional services in the home, and also in addition to your prescription drug plan. All right, the prescription drug plan, I'm pretty sure you guys totally understand this now. We're going to pay $10 for every generic prescription and refill during the policy year, not the calendar year, but the policy year. It's still 12 months, but it starts whenever they buy the plan. And $25 for every name brand. Now, here's how easy it is to collect on this. And that is, so say they buy the plan in February. That means that the plan will run February through January. So every February, the month that they bought the plan, every February, all they need to do is call their pharmacist, have their pharmacist print up a list of all the prescriptions that they've had the past 12 months, and then they go onto our website, which I can show you at the end here, and they print out a claim form. And here's what they have to put in the claim form: their name, address, phone number, policy number, attach it to that sheet of their prescriptions, put it in an envelope, mail it in, and then within 2 weeks, we send them their check for up to $600. That's how easy it is. Now, you're going to have clients that will see that this plan is basically a no-cost plan because of the prescription drug, and they're going to say to you, well, this doesn't make sense. How can a company stay in business if they sell a plan that gives all these benefits and it ends up not costing me anything because of my prescription drug? And here's how you explain that, and this is how it really works, is that, so here in the United States, people give gift cards for gifts all the time, and there are millions of dollars of gift cards that go unused. They get put in the drawer, they don't get used. A few years later, they expire, and now they have no value whatsoever. Well, it's the same thing with a prescription drug plan. Actuarially, we know that a certain percentage of people, even though they're eligible to get money back on this plan, will never file a claim for it. And so rather than have our premiums higher and make more profit for GTL, we decided to take that information and make these premiums just so incredibly low that a client almost can't turn down this plan. And that's why the 90% closing ratio. So now what you do, though, is you say to your client, but Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're going to take advantage of it because you're buying this plan in February. So every February, you're going to call in and you're going to call your pharmacist and then file a claim. Now, if they want to file a claim every month or every 3 months or 6 months, they're also able to do that. Okay, we don't say it has to only be done once a year. But by doing it once a year, now they get in the habit of getting this great big check, and then they keep the plan forever, which is what we want to see. All right. Let's see. We already talked about that the prescription drug benefit is not subject to the pre-existing condition limitation and is payable without regard to eligibility for covered home health care services, meaning it goes into effect immediately. They buy the plan today, they get a prescription filled tomorrow, and they are covered. All right. Now, those of you, and hopefully it's everybody, and if it's not, then, hey, we need to get that handled, that are selling our hospital indemnity plan to go along with your Medicare Advantage clients. So our hospital indemnity plan, Advantage Plus, which we came up with about 15 years ago, it pays a dollar amount, whatever they sign up for every day that they're in the hospital, and that's designed to cover the daily copay that they're responsible with from their Medicare Advantage plan. So, but with our Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan, and again, which any client of yours that has a Medicare Advantage plan should have our Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan. So if you haven't offered it to them, man, these next few months are a perfect opportunity to call them and offer it to them. There are 5 questions that they have to answer in order to qualify for the Advantage Plus plan. So there will be times where, not often, but there will be times where a client won't qualify for our Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan. Guess what? There's a rider that you can put on the short-term home health care plan. You can get up to 6 days at $300 per day for every day they're in the hospital. We will pay them. And whenever they're out of the hospital for a period of 60 days, the plan restores right back to 6 days. So this is very powerful. This gives you the ability, you don't even have to pre-qualify your clients when you're setting up an appointment to go over the hospital indemnity Advantage Plus plan, because, hey, if they won't qualify for it, no worries. You will just pivot to the home health care, the short-term home health care plan, and then put the rider on. Now, on the other hand, let me give you another sales tip. Anybody that buys an Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan from you, they should also be getting the short-term home health care plan, just because those 3 policies go hand in glove: a Medicare Advantage plan, then the Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan, along with the short-term home health care plan. All right. And to qualify for the hospital indemnity rider, they qualify automatically as long as they qualify for the plan itself, which is only those 2 or 3 questions. All right. We also have a dental and vision rider that you can add on to this plan. Now, here's something that I should mention to you, going backwards. So you might be thinking, well, why don't I just sell my clients the short-term home health care plan and skip the Advantage Plus hospital indemnity plan altogether? The reason being is that this short-term home health care plan that we're looking at is an attained age plan. As I'll show you in a little bit, every 5 years, the premium will take a bump up as they get older, okay? Your clients will have no problem with that as long as you let them know when you're signing them up for the plan that, hey, here's how this works. Every 5 years, it's going to go up. This will be your next price. This will be the next one. This will be the next one. And the reason why it goes up is because as you age, your chances of having a catastrophic claim increase exponentially. So your premium is going to go up accordingly, but it's very, very well priced. All right, so that's why you want to sell the Advantage Plus for the whenever they're eligible for it, for the Medicare daily copay. All right, so we also have a dental and vision rider. It can get up to $1,200 of coverage each year. And the way it works is the first $100, we consider that to be a deductible. After that, we'll pay 80% of the actual charges, not the usual and customary charges, but the actual charges. In the first year, they can collect 50% of the $1,200. There is no network. They can go anywhere they want. But year number 2, now they can start collecting the full $1,200. After 3 months, there's $75 available for a preventive dental appointment that we'll pay, $50 for basic eye exam. So that's $125 they can collect after 3 months. After 6 months, now we'll cover fillings or root canal treatment, and $200 for prescription eyewear or contacts. So after 6 months, that's $325 that they can collect just by doing what they should do every single year, and that is to have a dental checkup done, an eye exam, and then they can get contacts or glasses. So that's $325 per year, every single year that they can collect automatically just for doing their normal healthy practices. After 12 months, now we're going to cover bridges, crowns, full dentures or partials, treatment relating to replacement of natural teeth, outpatient dental surgery, full mouth extractions, or fluoride treatments. So it is a very strong plan. It's basically a plan where, hey, you spend about $500 per year for the plan, and you can get $1,200 back. So, and the dental and vision plan rider on it is an issue age, so that does not keep bouncing up with attained age. All right, so here you see the premiums for this plan. So a 64-year-old for Plan B will pay under $40 per month. When they hit 65, from 65 to 70, they'll pay $45.74, 71 to 75, 76 to 80, and it goes on up. They can keep the plan for as long as they want. They can buy it anytime between ages of 61 and 85, but they can keep it forever. All right, setting an appointment, just a little sales tip. And that is, I'm a big proponent of doing a warm-up every contact that you have with a client. You guys are doing this anyways, but if anybody's making their warm-up too short, hey, extend it a little bit. It makes such a difference because, again, you're not a salesman. You're their friend. You're their consultant. And then once you've completed whatever the reason for the contact was, whether it was to set an appointment or whether you've just got a sale, it's so important to do a warm down where you just take a couple minutes. Hey, Julie, what are you up to the rest of the day? And let her talk and listen to her. We all love people. We're very interested, but we're so busy sometimes and we just get moving and shaking. Every once in a while, not every once in a while, but really every time we need to slow down just a little bit, spend an extra couple minutes having the client talk about themselves. They love talking about themselves, and now you're their friend, and that's what matters. I'm a big believer in a declination of coverage form. Excuse me. Anytime a client has not purchased a plan from you, pull out this declination of coverage form. You can take a picture of it here and then just make your own on Microsoft Word, but have them fill it out. Sam, would you fill out here? I, Sam Jones, do hereby state that I was offered home health care by Michael Gendy and voluntarily declined coverage if you'd give me your legal signature and today's date. And the reason why we do this, they might say, well, why do I need to do this? Well, for one, it shows that I'm doing my job because it's my job to protect you. And also what has happened in the past, not that it would happen with you, but where the kids have come up afterwards and said, hey, my mom and dad have these huge bills, and why is that? You're their insurance agent. Why don't you protect them? And it gives me the ability to be able to say, well, I did offer it, but they chose not to get it. Here's the declination of coverage. But Sam, if you're having a hard time signing this, maybe we need to talk about this a little bit more. Tell me, you probably have some more questions. What are they? And it gives you one more opportunity with no pressure whatsoever to close the deal. All right, here is, and we're going to go to our website in a moment because I want to show you how easy that is. But here's my information, mgendy@gtlxc.com, office number, cell number. If you call me on the cell after hours, let's just assume that it's something that cannot take place during normal business hours. You might be sitting at the kitchen table with a client and a question comes up that you can't get, you just don't have the answer to, and it makes I need the answer in order to get this sale. Call me. I don't care when it is. If I've got my phone near me, I will take the call and do the best that I can to get you an answer. I'm here to serve you, as is everybody here at GTL. Very important number, 800-323-6907. That is for sales support. They are there to answer questions about policies, etc. So give them a call anytime. Andrew, anything you want to cover?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to kind of bring it back over to me here. And can you see our website there, Michael?
Yes. I see. Yes, absolutely. American flag. God bless America.
Absolutely. So just to mention that's there, I'm going to go through. We've got kind of several questions. So, I mean, everybody's kind of being attentive and holding on here. So, and there's been some good questions that are going to come through. You guys can take a screenshot of that. That's our website, our number in the top left-hand corner, the 800-852-7152, to be able to get you set up with GTL and be able to take care of you, whatever manner it might be. But
and Andrew, can I jump in for 1 second here? Thanks.
Yep.
So I didn't really cover this much in the very beginning, but Andrew mentioned it on one way, but we've been associated and partners and friends with everybody at Western for so long, and I can tell you, and we deal with a lot of big groups. We love everybody, but I got to tell you, Western, the way they take care of their agents, the calls that I get from Andrew saying, hey, here's the situation, boom, 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 boom. You are just in such good hands with everybody at Western Marketing, and I just wanted to give you our plug, our recommendation, Andrew, that, anybody that's with Western now, congratulations. If you're not with Western, get signed up with them. All right, that's all I got for right now. Let's answer questions.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. So I'm going to kind of go from top to bottom here, maybe jump around a little bit, but there is a yellow pad presentation that basically kind of goes over explaining how to sell this product, how to position it, and how to explain that prescription drug benefit so that you are selling the home health care product, and then the prescription drug benefit is just a bonus to absolutely make that a extremely affordable plan that they almost cannot pass up. I mean, we're looking at dollars, cents a day, potentially free for your clients to be able to have this massive plan and have the coverage. So we will get that on out to you guys here with the email once I get done. Going here, home health care aid, I kind of answered that. It kind of depends where you're at geographically. That's there, ranging anywhere from $16 up to upwards of $35, depending on a few different factors. Let's see here, availability in Texas. Jim, I kind of mentioned that to you. I'll give you a call. There's some variations in the state of Texas that are there. So I'll call you directly, Jim, and then anybody else in Texas, they can reach out to us. Any of our marketers can take care of you on that one. 360-day lifetime maximum, I answered that, but I'll say it as well. There is the restoration of benefits as long as there is 180 days or 6-month period of wellness that baby restores in the majority of states. Underwriting required, I think we got that answered. Michael did a great job of that. Only 2 or 3 health questions. Almost everybody can qualify. I can't see who did this or asked this question, but this is a very good question. If you guys can't see it, I'm going to read it off to you. It says Medicare covers free in-home visit for all these services, Advantage plans and supplements. How could this benefit them? I went into this a little bit in detail of why you needed this plan, even if it's completely covered 100%. They have if the plan that they're on, their home health care is completely covered. That's great. But like I said, if they got a total of 3 hours of services in a day that's there completely covered, and they live alone, or maybe the wife or husband can't take care of that loved one, they still have, the 21 hours left in the day to be able to, that they need services to be taken care of. So this plan is an indemnity, is going to reimburse directly to the policyholder, even if it was already covered by Medicare or their Advantage plan. So that individual can take that $450 a day and hire a private nurse, hire a neighbor, or hire whoever it might be to come in and sit with them or help them. So they'll have that peace of mind that they can get 24-hour coverage, a day coverage, because they're getting that $450 or up to $450 a day from GTL. The other thing about Medicare and these plans is that it needs to be skilled in nature. And what it means by skilled in nature, we're looking at a licensed nurse, RN, LPN, whoever it might be, that they paid a lot of money. They're certified and have to sit through a bar exam and everything to be able to provide services. Whether it's doing IVs or blood pressure, whatever it might be. And the therapy in particular, it needs to be skilled in nature by a skilled therapist, licensed practitioner, but they also need to be making progress. We need to be able to, or the therapist needs to be able to document and say, this individual still needs skilled therapy services and it's rendered important or skilled, and they're making progress towards their goals. Well, unfortunately, as we age, I think about it as you get older, if you fall and, do anything or that's there, it takes longer to recuperate as we get older. And sometimes we only have a maximum potential to recuperate so far. So being that person, you may need that therapy and may want to keep going so that you can live longer and keep mobile and things like that. But by Medicare standards, it has to be skilled and you have to be making progress. So if they stop making progress, the therapies and the skilled is going to stop. That doesn't matter if you're on a MedSup, Medicare Advantage. If you're on Medicare, they need to be skilled in nature. So that means that person, if they maybe have reached their maximum potential, stops getting that service, stops getting that therapy or the services they needed that's there because it's not skilled anymore, making progress, they may decline. But if you have this home health care plan, you have that $450 a day that you're banking, you can hire a private therapist, hire a private nurse, or whoever it might be to continue to get those services because that money's paid to you. You can do what you want with it. Go hire a private therapist or whoever it might be, or go take the $450 and put it on black at the casino if you want, whatever you want to do. It's your money. I hope that answered your question on that. If it didn't, give me a call at that 800-852-7152. We'll kind of go back and forth and talk about it, but very good question. I think, we've got a lot of guys that sell them with the Medicare Advantage plans, and I know it's a $0 copay. Your Medicare supplement plans cover that as well, but makes complete sense. Let's see here. E-application. Yes, there is an e-application. GTL's e-app is super simple, super friendly to do.
And when you're ready, Andrew, I'll at the end, we can take 3 minutes and I'll show them how easy it is.
Yeah, absolutely. If everybody wants to stay on at that one, we can do that. Simple signature process. You're going to type in their name, city, and state, and where they're from. You will get a confirmation when that is submitted. On the e-application, when you do that, you will have to complete a phone verification call. Super simple. You have a client name, policy they're applying for, a couple identifiers, last four of social, date of birth, and that's about a 2 to 3 minute call.
Unless you're with the client. If you're with the client, remember, and you're using your iPad or your Android or your iPhone, they can just sign right on there. Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. You can do that as well. Paper applications, you can take them as well. Payment methods, I saw a question there. They will not take a credit card. So it's got to be a automatic withdrawal from checking or savings. If they want to do a direct bill, we cannot do monthly, but we can do semi-annual or quarterly, semi-annual, and annual. That does, unless it's changed, Michael, that does need to be on a paper app, I believe.
I'm not sure on that. I will say this: the fall off rate is incredibly high on those policies.
Yeah.
So I absolutely do not recommend it for your clients.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The reimbursement, I believe, in the prescription drug is this one, is what they're asking about. The plan A on the prescription drug reimbursement will go $300 maximum there on the policy year, so February to January,
Yes.
like Michael was saying. The plan B and C both are $600. So from my experience, I rarely sell a plan A because $75 reimbursement for a PT service or services, it's not enough. I would recommend minimum doing a B, if not a C. It makes sense, especially for the premiums that's there. If you want to elaborate more on that, you can give me a call at the office. I'll talk you through and why you want to do that. Combination of plans. You cannot combine plan A and plan C. Let's see here. So we talked about a neighbor getting paid for giving care. GTL is not going to pay directly towards a care provider. This is reimbursed for services that have been provided by a licensed practitioner. I can go through a little bit more in depth with you on that one. Observation. It's a good question here, Gendy. I'll let you answer this one.
Okay.
With the hospital indemnity rider, is it observation covered?
Yes.
Easy. Here, what else questions we got? You guys got good questions today. I think Mr. Grenfield is asking about payout ratios on that's compensation. I never talk compensation on webinars because I want to talk to you as an individual. Give me a call on that one. Let's see here. Idaho, yes, it is available. Persistency, yes. Donald, you are correct. Quarterly is worse persistency. And I think that's basically all the questions that are there. Michael, if you guys got time, stay on the webinar here. He's going to hop into the e-app, or I could do it too real quick if you want.
You go. Yeah, you know what? Go. Yeah, Andrew, you go right ahead. We just want to show them how easy it is to submit business and how easy it is to order materials or to pull up videos if they want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, here's something neat going on. You know, we're in the city, but we're right on the edge of a forest preserve, and there's three nice big white-tailed deer just outside the window. Cool. Yeah. Anyway,
since we're on here, I mean, this is what I do with most of my agents: show you the portal where it's at. To file a claim, here's where your claim forms are for you or your clients. To show you that hospital indemnity or the standalone prescription drug claim form, how easy it is. It's literally go to that file a claim, click here. Maybe if it's really cold here in Iowa, so it's going slow. There it is. One-page claim form. I mean, if you deliver your policies, print 3 or 4 of these off, or print one off, put their policy number and their info that's in there, give it to them. And just like Michael said, call up your pharmacist on a quarterly, semi-annual, or annual basis. Say, hey, I need my prescriptions printed off that I've had filled from this date, which is their policy effective date, to this date. They print it off, send it in. I can attest claims are paid within usually 10 to 12 business days, as long as everything's submitted correctly. GTL is awesome about submitting their claims. Let me go back here real quick. Let me go into agent login. Cool. See if we got any other ones. California is not currently available. Oh, gotcha. So while I'm doing this, Gendy, they actually talked about a payout ratio, about how much you guys are paying out, how I think this product's performing this year. I don't know if you have any details on that. Otherwise,
I don't have details. It's a good plan for us. A lot of times when they ask about payout ratios, they're trying to find out, hey, will there be an increase in premium, down the line? And we have zero interest in doing that and zero anticipation of that happening. With our Advantage Plus Hospital Indemnity Plan, which we've had, like I say, 15, 16 years, we've never had a single rate increase with it. And we're anticipating the same thing to happen with this, with our home healthcare plan, and it's been performing exactly how we want it to perform. So, and hey, if it wasn't performing exactly how we wanted it, I probably wouldn't be giving you the tip of how to shortchange the system to collect more on the prescription drug when I said, hey, have them set their drugs up for 30-day prescription rather than 90. So, because it's performing well, and push it. It's great for your clients.
You betcha. So GTL's website's pretty basic, pretty simple. You'll see that you have a quote and submit, that's where you're gonna quote and go right to enrollment for the plans that are available for you here. If you started an e-application and you saved it or saved it prior to your appointment and want to go back to it, the review and resume is where you're going to see your clients there. This is a separate website for association plans. They got an accident and a critical cash plan. If you got questions on that, give me a call. I'll help you out as well. So I'm going to show you how to quote and submit real quick and go from there. So you don't need to do this to run a quote, but you can. Male, female, to mention the rates are gender neutral with that home healthcare product as well. So I'm going to pump this out to, let's do 02 1955. If you're going to add a spouse, this is where you would add it there, so you can do them together as well. Name, info, we're just going to do one for now. I'm going to select this in the state of Iowa because that's where we're from. And you'll kind of see the information. So we got a 66-year-old male, Iowa. Your designation, whether it's going to be monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual, it's going to be here. And you can change that anytime throughout the quote. Here's all the different products that GTL has to offer. Advantage Plus, really awesome cancer plan. If you have not talked about this precision care cancer and you guys sell cancer, have to call me on this. We'll do another webinar on it sometime, or I'll do a screen share with you. But awesome cancer plan there. Very innovative. So to do that, you're basically clicking on the blue button here. You're going to go down to the home healthcare product, select, remember your plan A, B, or C. Plan A is at $150 a day. Plan B is $300. Plan C is $450. So we'll just do in the medium that's there. See that premium's $45.74. If you want the ambulance rider, simply click on that. Hospitalization rider, 6-day. And then you select your benefit. You'll see that it's capped out at $200 a day, and your premium automatically calculates. We didn't talk about the critical accident rider, I don't think, unless I was facing off there, Mr. Gindy. This one I think is a definite value add. Essentially, this is a accidental death and dismemberment policy. So, accidental death, they're going to get 10 grand. Here in the state of Iowa, we got a little ice, a little snow today. Things are slick. If they were to fall and have any fracture, or they'd have any fracture whatsoever, they're going to get $500. If they were to have a skull or a hip fracture, they're going to get $2,500. It's very cost effective, depending on where you're at and where your clients are or what you guys think on accident policies. I add it on most of the time. Vision rider, we went over that a little bit. The main advantageous part about that is that major services, there's only a six month wait, and then you get that 80% coverage, which is pretty phenomenal. We don't see that in a lot of dental plans. There is a return of premium in most states. It's, as you can see, it's about, a little bit of an upcharge. Depending on the age and where you're at with that, I usually don't put that on, but some people, they believe in it. If you got questions on that ROP, I'll be more than happy to help you out. So we'll see that basically here's your recurring monthly premium that you're going to have. And then down here that there's the policy fees already built in. And if you combine any other policy, this is going to be your total premium down here. So you can save this quote here, and you'll see the notification there where that will be at that review and resume, where you can go back and edit it. So if you have an assistant that can go in and put your clients in, put them in here, and it goes back to your review and you resume, you're good to go. You can also do print quote. For that function, you can actually email quote, which that's actually a nice little benefit here, is when you actually email it out, it's going to come out as this, and there'll be a link, but you can actually email them the outline of coverage and the brochure as well. So you have everything right there to do your presentation, online, the COVID stuff that's going on nowadays. You'll have everything there to explain it to them. I'm going to go back, and if you want to quote or want to actually purchase this policy, you simply apply now. and I'm not going to go completely through this. I'm going to show you the main bullet points, but client info, where you're going to deliver the policy, beneficiary, that's there because of that critical accident policy. You know, if they pass away, you got to go to a beneficiary, correct? This little navigation button on the top left, I call it the hamburger, I guess is what I call it, but you'll see what you'll go through. And right now we're on the personal information. You'll go to underwriting, authorization, bank information, summary, if there's a replacement form, that verification call, because remember to do the e-app, if you didn't sign electronically that's there on the pad, then you're going to have to do verification call, disclosures, and then it'll tell you thank you for your submission. I can tell you your first one you're going to do, it's probably going to take you about 10 minutes. Every one after that, it's about 5 minutes. Super simple. If you'd like to go back to change anything or go back to the products, you can go back and click products. That's going to bring you to the quote section. If you messed up an age or a date of birth for whatever reason, or wanted to add in a spouse because the spouse is like, wow, I want to be able to do this, I want it as well, you go back to quote info and you can edit here. Super easy application. One last thing I want to show you guys about it that's there. We get a lot of people about, how do I get this out to my clients? How do I market? How am I going to present this? You know, I don't know how to present it. Well, GTL has thought of that. They've got your back. They've got consumer marketing materials that are here for all their products, or almost all of their products, from a consumer-facing video to a fillable postcard that you can print out and mail to your clients. This infographic, which if I can get it to download real quick here, is pretty awesome. Nice color select that they'll send out to you for your clients. Customizable field down here that you can put for your info as well. And then
if we just show them how to order material, we can wrap up, my friend. Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. So access GT links. So you're going to go down here. It's going to be download or order forms. And this is something we'll do for you. Contracting with Western Marketing, give me a call. I'll order it for you, or Amber will as well. But if you're a guy that likes to do your own, we can do that as well. But simply select here. We'll select state. You can select all of them if you wanted to. We'll go down to the product that you would like, home healthcare, info, and here's where you can download every single piece. So let's say you wanted to have, somebody's going to kill it, they need 100 of those. Try to be mindful that's there because everything can be done online, but you know, you could order 25 of those, go on down, whatever you'd like, update cart, and then you could view my cart here, and then continue, enter in your information, away you go. And they get the supplies out pretty darn quick too. So yeah, that's pretty simple. I will put some of those, the infographic in there for you guys as well, and then also that consumer facing video. It's about a 4-minute video that works absolutely phenomenal. Get done with a Medicare supplement sale or Medicare Advantage plan. You know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm going to finish up the paperwork. I just got to put my signatures on this and we'll get this submitted. While you're waiting, I want to be able to show you this quick video on a product that I think would be very beneficial for you. So flip your iPad around, your screen, your monitor on the wall, whatever it is, play that video. There's your warm up already. There's your transition to the next product. So they've got that for, I think, almost, I mean, you got Advantage Plus, cancer, heart attack, stroke. You've got it for almost all your products, right, Gendy?
Yes, the main 4 or 5 that we sell the most of. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think really that's all the questions that's there.
Beautiful.
You know, I'll bring my website back up here for Western Marketing just in case if you guys got questions there. You know, it's 800-852-7152. We've got several health marketers that are available for you guys to take the call. It will take me a little bit to download this. I'm going to put a recording of the webinar on there. So I'll probably send out an email with all the info, plan highlights, a little bit more info on the Home Secure product. Get that out to you guys here shortly. And then, yeah, there'll be contracting information in there, commission-rated things, and then call us. You know, we're here to answer any questions you might have and look forward to the partnership. Mr. Gendy, as usual, my friend, I appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you here shortly one of these days. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
You too, and great success and health and happiness to everybody on the webinar today. Thank you, guys and gals.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Take care.